Hi, my name is Kim Goeltom, and I'm a certified master wellness coach with the International Association of Wellness Professionals, as well as the founder of the Empowered Living for Superwomen Program. And I'm excited to be here with you today to share with you my top 3 tips on working in a virtual world. I know a lot of you are either working from home, have partners that are working from home, your kids are home for obvious reasons, and maybe you're even embracing, your company is embracing some sort of hybrid plan where you're partially working from home, partially going into the office. And so a lot of people have been sharing their struggles of working from home with a variety of people in their living space. And so I want to share with you today my top 3 tips for how to get through that a little bit more seamlessly than it may have been when it first started. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so tip number 1, create a defined work schedule. I know this may sound super basic, super easy, but a lot of times what I see happen is everybody has this one big calendar that they're working from, and the personal and the work and the family and the medical appointments and the this and the that and the this and the that, right? They all get stuck on this one big calendar. And then it's very hard to have very defined times for our work. Not to mention, it's like, okay, well, I'll take a break here, like a 3-hour break, so I can do this, and then I'll come back to that later tonight since I'm working from home. So when you create this defined schedule, it's so much easier to be like, this is work time, and this is what's happening during work time, and how I can really be mindful of what I'm doing while increasing productivity. So then you can get to the personal time, get to the family time, get to the medical appointments, get to the meal planning, get to the meal prepping, get to the grocery shopping, and the list goes on. So creating that separate schedule. Here's my work schedule with everything blocked out on it that I need to do or want to do, combination, right? And then here's my personal family schedule. What are all the other things? And then how can I look at them side by side so that I can be more effective in my role as whatever those hats are that you're wearing? You're right, because you're an employee, or maybe you're an employer, and you're also possibly a mom or an aunt or a sister or right? The list goes on. So how can you have those separate but working in a cohesive manner? Ready for tip number 2? Create breaks in that schedule that we just talked about. So what does that mean? It is so easy when you're working from home, especially if you have a laptop that you're working on, that you just go from the dining room table to the kitchen table or the kitchen island to maybe the outside, deck, to the living room, to, right? We can just carry our laptop everywhere we go, which is the beauty of a laptop. But what tends to happen is we feel like, because I've maybe changed my space, that was a break, but you're still working on your computer. You're on a Zoom call, you're on a telephone call, you're working maybe through a Google Doc, and you're, connecting with colleagues that way. But guess what? It is, and that is a great thing, to change space. So don't negate that. But it's even more powerful if you can just get up for 5-10 minutes, put all the technology down, leave it where it is, promise it'll still be there when you get back, and then go for a walk. Just go into another space. Maybe you're going to go into the kitchen and you're going to grab a glass of water and you're just going to rehydrate and just kind of think about, okay, I've tackled this project, I've got this other project that I'm working on, and maybe you're juggling a few other things in between. But taking that mental break from whatever it is you're working on can help relax your body and your mind. And here's the thing that's so amazing. When we take time to relax, to just turn off and, just go into this unknown space for a few moments, our shoulders relax, our neck starts to loosen up, right? it's like all these things start to feel better. We breathe a little deeper. As a society, we tend to be shallow breathers, and we get all like worked up, and then everything pulls up, right? But when you're relaxed, you just breathe, you feel good, and then you get more creative ideas. You get like this burst of energy. Wow. So take that burst of energy into your next project. Okay, step number 3. So here's the other thing that I absolutely love. Creating, right? You created this work schedule, you create the personal schedule, but then letting your family know, those who you're living with, what your schedule is like, and then creating boundaries. I know for me, when I'm in the middle of doing a video call or recording a video, I have an 8x10 sign that I printed on my printer that just says video recording in session, please be quiet. I'll be back with you at this time. And simple little things like that is a great way to communicate with family. And of course, having those conversations before just hanging up the sign, right? Because if you have a 10-year-old and they're checking out the sign, they're going to be like, so when is mom done? Or when is this happening? Or when is that happening? Why? Can I ask her this one quick little question, right? Have those conversations in advance. And then have the signs as reminders, gentle, positive, sweet reminders, so that you can be in your space for that time you need, and they can be independent in their space doing what they need to do, so that everybody in that household can work together collectively. So those are my 3 favorite tips, right? There's a zillion tips that I could share with you today, but I wanted to just share with you my top 3 tips for working in a virtual world, how to do that without it having to be as stressful as it may have been when it first started. Because I know when we first started everything just a few months ago, it was like, okay, lights, camera, action, what do I do? Just do it. So now we're actually taking to look at the lights and how we're implementing the action, so that everyone can feel a little bit more at ease working in a virtual world. And if you're interested in more wellness tips, definitely check out my website, creatinglegacywellness.com. I've got a whole section on there of free wellness video tips. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye-bye.